Welcome to another weekly edition of our StaySmart newsletter and podcast, brought to you by Viciniti Corporate Housing, where we try to keep you updated on what we see happening in corporate housing, relocation, business travel, the hotel industry, anything that we think might be relevant to you and to your company. It's a gray, overcast day here in Austin, Texas, but it's been in the 70s, so I'm not going to complain. Beautiful weather in Austin. We have some really good information this week. The first one comes from kind of big news in the corporate housing industry. Synergy's acquisition of Primestone Housing Solution. Primestone Housing Solution, owned by Primestone Partners. This is their corporate housing division, purchased by Synergy, the global corporate housing service department company, whose parent company is Ascot. They announced that this week, the acquisition of Primestone Housing Solutions. Looks like a merger to connect some synergies. Obviously, Synergy has the growth and the scale, and then Primestone has a lot of relationships and partnerships in the New York City area. Ken Flores from Primestone was on Ben Cross's Love and Reload this week. He talked this a little bit about the partnership. He's going to Synergy and how those two partners coming together. I think this is going to be really interesting to watch. We started doing these podcasts about 6 months ago, and this was one of the first things that we talked about was consolidation in the industry. We've talked about it several times so far, and this is another consolidation of the industry. So I think it'll be interesting to watch as we go into next year if there'll be more consolidation in the corporate housing or relocation space. The next article comes from American Express Global Business Travel. They forecast air travel airfares for next year remaining somewhat flat, slight increases. Kind of depends where you're going, but 1 to 3 to 6% increases. It's just good for consumers, it's slight increases. Corporate travel still might be a little bit of a challenge, but it is interesting to see the airline industry did robust business this year in 2023, a lot of demand, high airfares, so it seems like we'll be getting back to a little bit more normal business travel airfare wise next year. And then the next article we have is kind of a somber note. Graebel Companies announced that their founder, Dave Graebel, had passed away at the end of November at the age of 94. Dave started the company in 1950 in Wisconsin, has grown it to a huge player in the relocation industry, over 1,000 employees globally, some 90,000 plus relocations. Just a huge company. Dave was a big player in the relocation industry, so it's very significant to the RMC world and mobility in general. So our heartfelt thoughts and prayers to the Graebel family. And then finally, there's some information from the Highland Group. They released their results from October for the extended stay hotel segment. And we've talked about a lot this year of how that segment's doing better than the overall hotel industry, which is doing good, but the extended stay segment seems to be doing really well. It continued to show strong demand, strong occupancy, strong RevPAR, and the Highland Group reports that at least in the near future, it seems like those trends will continue, at least through this year and into next year. So the extended stay hotel segment still doing well, and I think we'll continue to see that in next year. So those are the articles that we have this week. If there's anything that you'd like to see us talk about, any location that you would like us, preferably somewhere warm like Austin, let us know. You can leave your questions or comments here. If you haven't subscribed to our newsletter or podcast, go ahead and do that now. But that's what I see transitioning this week. Take care, everyone.